Hi, I'd like to welcome you to this lesson brought to you by StudentDevos.com. Now, this is a lesson that's geared to helping you share your faith with others. In this lesson, I'm going to be giving you ideas that are geared to challenge your thinking when it comes to sharing what you believe with others. I know that the ideas shared in this lesson can transform your life and help you to leverage your gifts to become a person of greater influence in your world. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the concept of having a platform. I don't know if you've ever thought about it like this, but do you know that you have a platform? And when I say platform, I'm just simply talking about an area of influence. You know, you have people that you see every day whose lives you touch and you influence. For example, if you go to school every day, depending on the size of your school, you could potentially come into contact with hundreds of different or other students. And in reality, you probably don't talk to each of those students every day. You know, you may have 10 or 15 close friends that you see in the cafeteria. Maybe you run into them at US History or in math class. And so that's your platform. And take it a step further. Maybe when you get home or between classes, you're on some of the different social media websites, you know, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, what have you. As you come into contact with people in tons of different ways every single day. Maybe after school you have a job, so you come into contact with people every day in that way. So all of this is to say that you have a platform. That is, you affect tons of lives every single day. And most of the time, you probably do it without even realizing it. So what exactly is a platform? Well, according to dictionary.com, a platform is just simply a raised floor or a stage that's used by public speakers or performers so that they can be seen by their audience. FreeDictionary.com defines it this way. They say it's a place, means, or opportunity for public expression of opinion. Well, essentially, a platform is just a place for you to express yourself. You know, that might be in the halls of your school. Maybe it's on your job or your sports team, possibly on the bus ride home from school. You can also use Facebook or Twitter. But regardless of where it is, if you're breathing, you have some kind of platform, some kind of stage, some kind of way that you're expressing yourself to others. And so you might be asking, well, what does this have to do with me sharing my faith with other people? Well, I believe an important step to sharing your faith with others is simply beginning to realize that you've got a platform. You've got a sphere of influence that no one else has. You know, you contact and touch different lives than I ever will. You contact and touch different lives than your parents do or your friends do. And so you've got a unique sphere of influence that no one else has. And not only do you have a unique sphere, but you have a unique flavor. You have a unique voice. You have different things to share with people than anyone else does. And so you can use those things, you can leverage those things to share the gospel with others, because your voice, your experiences, your experience with God are unique. And so people at your school, at your job, your friends on Facebook, or the people following you on Twitter, they want to hear what you have to say. You know, people in the world today, they want truth. They want results. You know, and if you stand up and you leverage that unique voice that you have, you know, people can't argue against you and your experiences. Think of it this way. How many times have you bought something because someone you know told you that they liked it? I'm especially bad at this when it comes to apps for my phone. I hear somebody talk about a new app that they discovered or found, and it makes me really want to try it out. In fact, recently, one of my coworkers told me about a game that he played all the time. And to me, it sounded great. It sounded like fun. So one night I downloaded that on my phone. And let me tell you, that was a bad mistake. I can't stop playing it. Well, why did I download that app? Well, it's just a simple example of my coworker telling me his experience. He leveraged his unique voice, his circle of influence around him, the people he worked with, and he told them about something that he liked. And so what I'm saying to you is that you can do the same thing with sharing the gospel about Jesus to your friends, to your coworkers, to the people on your sports team, to your friends on Facebook or your followers on Twitter. You don't have to make it something that's hard and complicated. You don't have to, remember 17 steps to, how to share the gospel. When my coworker talked about the app he liked, he didn't, share with me 17 reasons why that game was the best one that he ever downloaded. Or he didn't, spend 20 minutes arguing, something with me about why I should buy the app. And he probably didn't even have all the answers to all my questions that I might have had about that app. He simply just shared his experience and how much he liked the game. And the same is really true with you in sharing the gospel. You can just share your experiences. You have a unique voice, you have unique experiences with the gospel, and that's what people are wanting to hear. They don't want 17 steps and, 300 different scriptures that prove that Jesus is the Son of God. All they want is a real person to tell them what Jesus means. In Mark 16:15, it says, "Go into all the world, go everywhere and announce the message of God's good news." That's in the Message translation. Well, I believe that God has given you a unique platform to share what He's done in your life. So I challenge you in this. Begin to see the different areas that are your platform. Begin to see, every Facebook post, every tweet, every time you talk with friends in in the hallway between classes. All these little things that you do, you're building your platform. And so let your platform be an opportunity to begin to share what God has done and is doing in your life. There's a scripture I like in Romans. I'm going to read it here for you. It's Romans chapter 1, verse 16. And it says this. It says, "It's news I'm most proud to proclaim, this extraordinary message of God's powerful plan to rescue everyone who trusts Him." So like this verse says, just go out and boldly and proudly proclaim what God is doing in your life. And if you start to leverage your unique voice, your unique skills, your unique talents, don't be surprised if you begin to see your world change. If you've got, any creative ideas or thoughts on ways that you've shared your faith, we'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and check out www.studentdevos.com and let us know how you're using your unique voice to tell people about the gospel.